Hey guys, we're bringing you something a little bit different today, beef meatballs and mushroom gravy. So we're going to start off with our ground beef and we're going to get this seasoned up. So what you're going to need is some diced yellow onion, add that right on in, and then diced green bell pepper, and also a little garlic, extra flavor. Alright, and now for our dry seasonings. So you're going to need a little bit of everything. This is a kitchen sink kind of meal. So we're going to do some garlic powder and some garlic salt. And we're also going to add some seasoned salt. Okay, get that right on in there. And also some black pepper. Because we need all the seasoning in this meat. You know, ground beef is a little bit hard to season, so you want to make sure that you season it well. If you can smell it, it's seasoned well. If you do not smell your seasonings in your meat, you do not have enough seasoning in your meat, I promise you. Alright, so you get your hands on in there and go ahead and mix everything together just like we're making meatloaf. Alright, and we're not going to add any breadcrumbs to this mixture. I just don't. I don't think I need it. I don't think it's needed in meatballs, so I never do. So let me show you all how we're going to roll these meatballs up. It's real simple. So just go ahead and get your plate, and then you just pinch and just fold them in your hand until they form into a ball. That is it. You don't have to overpress because you don't want them to be hard. Just as soon as they get into a nice little pretty ball, then you're done. So a good size to press your meatballs into about golf ball size because they're going to shrink a little bit when you brown them in your pan. So you want to make sure they're kind of a good size, not too big, not too small. I made a double batch, so we're going to have twice the meatballs that are on that plate. So go ahead and get your pot ready, and then we're going to add some olive oil. I know the ground beef creates oil, but I think it needs just a little bit of oil to help it, so I just add a little bit of oil into my pan. Alright, and once your oil is heated up a little bit, then you want to go ahead and add your meatballs right in. So your pot is full. So they can touch and all that, it doesn't matter. Just add them right on in. Okay, and then you're just going to let them sit there and brown on one side. And once they brown on that side, just go ahead and flip them to the other side. I'll just take some tongs and be gentle so they don't, fall apart. They're not just so tender where they just crumble apart, but they can fall apart while you're trying to turn them. See, that one wanted to be difficult, but we got it. Okay, now you're going to let them brown on the other side. And this is about where we're at, where we can go ahead and remove them from the pan. So today I'm going to cook mine in the oven, in my Dutch oven. You can also cook these on top of the stove. Either way, it's fine. They both come out the same way. You can cook them in a Pyrex dish in the oven. You can cook them on a pot on the stove. You can leave them in the pot that you cook them in. Just you want to go ahead and complete this process first. So we're going to start off with some olive oil again and add our diced onion and our bell pepper, and we're going to saute that also with some mushrooms. But we'll go ahead and get this started and let this cook for a couple of seconds, and then go ahead and add our mushroom in. All right, there we go, some baby bella mushrooms. This is going to be a little bit of a different type of gravy, but y'all, it's so good, so good. All right, so you just want to lay those flat and let them brown, and then you can go ahead and add our flour. And if you feel like you need to add a little extra oil, you can go ahead, as long as your pan is not dry, so the vegetables can go ahead and saute together with the flour and go ahead and brown. So just stir occasionally, pat it down a little bit, let it do its thing, and then come back and shake and stir again. So we're about right here where you see it's brown, so we're getting ready to go ahead and add our water. You want to use hot water. This is a hot pan, so you don't want to come with cold water to make this gravy. Alright, there we go. I add the water gradually. Y'all know I add water gradually in everything that I cook. I just always try to make sure that I don't overdo it. So you add a little water, and then you can go ahead and mix pretty quickly. You can also use a whisk. I didn't use a whisk because I have a wire whisk and I did not want to scratch up the bottom of my pan. I need to get one with silicone. But anyway, so I use this, I use my tongs because they're pretty soft. Alright, so you see that it's starting to thicken up some more. So I'm going to keep adding water. And when I get it to a good point where it's pretty loose, then I'm going to go ahead and add my creamy mushroom soup. Alright, my creamy mushroom soup is added, y'all. Sorry, I don't know what happened to that clip. But it's added into the pot. So you just want to keep stirring and then let it simmer for a minute or two. And then once it's about where you think it should be, then you can go ahead and get ready to pour it over your meatballs. You can go ahead and taste your gravy at this point and add more seasoning if you like. What I also like to do is go ahead and pour my gravy over my meatballs. We'll allow the gravy to simmer with the meatballs, and the meatballs will flavor the gravy. And then before I'm finished with the cooking process, about the last 10 minutes, I'll go ahead and taste my gravy and make sure I don't need any extra seasonings. If I do, I'll go ahead and add it at that point, stir it together, and place the meatballs back into the oven. So after you add your gravy on top of your meatballs, go ahead and arrange your meatballs into the pot so they're kind of covered as much as you can get them. And then you want to put the top on and you want to cook them. So I cook mine for at least 20 to 30 minutes because you want to make sure that they get cooked all the way internally. And this is about 20 minutes later, and as you can see, the gravy is a little light, right? Okay. So I'm just making sure that I reposition my meatballs so all of them are getting cooked. And then I'm going to go ahead and place them back in the oven because I also want my gravy to be browner than this. So the gravy is not too thick, right? If this is too thick for you, you can always add some more water. All right, y'all, and there we are. The gravy is nice and brown in the meatballs. Ooh, grab some rice and some green beans or some greens, and you are good to go, honey. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch y'all next time. Look at that gravy. Look at that gravy. Y'all, thank y'all for watching. Hope you love this recipe.